Hey guys, welcome back to Final Fantasy II. This is Breach, and today we are going to take Minwu in our brand new canoe and cross some rivers. Yeah. Rivers are there, they're boundaries. We're crossing them, whatevs. Now, once you cross the river, you can still fight, same old monsters, but you can start finding some stronger ones too, which make it a little bit easier to level up your weapon attributes there. Paloom is the first town you come across, and if there were some weapon classes that you wanted to go into that weren't carried at the previous weapon shop, you can pick them up here. And I'll show those off here: dagger, mace, axe, and another bow. So you can round out your characters however you like. However, one of the things that you can do here at Paloom, besides going to the magic shop and picking up what you can there, cure, blink, protect, and shell. If you wanna build up a good white mage, they're there. I'm not gonna bother at this time with them because I don't want to level them up. But you can rent that ship. Now, you can always try and get some stat gains by walking it, get some gold, some gear that way. It's kind of a pain in the backside. I'm not a fan of doing that. You can. I'll just as soon pay for the ship because, I don't want to deal with the random encounters. We're going to be having enough random encounters as it is, so we might as well just pay, 32 gil for the ship? Yeah. It's not breaking the bank there. So you pay him, come out, step on the ship, bam, you're going. And you're going, and you're going. It's auto-controlled at this point, so you don't have to do anything. It'll take you straight to Poft, which is, just south of Salamand, where we want to go. Because that's where we need to go to investigate more Mythril. There's a Mythril master in that town who will be able to tell us where to get some. And, he'll tell you as soon as, you'll see once we get there. He's got something he wants us to take care of for him first. As well as we'll see the mini-boss that we bought that blizzard spell for. Now, like I said, we have vampire thorns up here, which are the upgraded version of the leg eaters from before. Since we're at weapon level 3 on most of our characters, we're still going to need 2 attacks to be able to up that at all, even against 2-star enemies. And Salamand up here, which later we'll be able to come here with an airship just straight away. But where you want to go is to this northeast corner in Salamand. It's where Josef lives, and Josef is a master smithy. Not Joseph the Bellmaker from the Redwall series of books, but if you come up here and ask him about Mythril, he'll be like, yeah, I do have a few leads, but I'm not going to tell you until you go help and save our people who are being slaves by the Empire. Well, we're rebels. Fighting the Empire's kind of in our job description, so we'll go ahead and go do that, because, as Titus said in FF10, it's probably the right thing to do. Now, you can get a weapon upgrade here for your sword user in the longsword. It's going to be a little bit of an upgrade, and, worth picking up, because we got gold running out of our butts right now. And that's really all there is to do besides get trapped behind some houses, thinking that you can go around them. There you go, Breach. That's how you get out. Anyway, so there's a cave over at Semmit Falls. And the best way to get there, just head straight west around this mountain range. And you really don't have to deal with encounters while you're in the forests north of the mountains, which is pretty convenient. Once you get around there, you can canoe the rest of the way to the cave at Semmit Falls. And Semmit Falls is going to be probably our first real dungeon for this. Well, yeah, not probably. It is our first real dungeon for this game. The Goblin Guards, same as the Goblins, not much HP at all. You can just smack them with a staff and they fold. They'll drop, a little more gold than the regular Goblins. But they're still not, worth anything. once we get later in the game, you'll find some enemies that are, you know, decently challenging. And we'll run into, not to give spoilers, but this is one of those games that recycles early game bosses as just regular enemies late game. It was kind of a trope of old RPGs in that, you know, what you fight at the beginning as a boss, and supposed to be, you know, super hard, is, you know, going to be the norm later on. So, we'll have 2 bosses in this cave. You'll see them both in the next episode, because this is going to be a long cave. I don't like doing this series as long as the Pokemon series. For that one, I don't mind doing 20-minute episodes, but for this, you know, just short one-shots. And the monsters in here are going to be basically what you see outside. Goblin guards, leggy birds, ostrich-looking things, some Sasquatches, and you can also fight, I think there are mines in here. Mines or balloons. They're one of the versions of bombs from this game. And there's quite a bit of treasure in here. And one of the things that this version of the game does for you is it'll keep track in the bestiarian collections, your treasure, how much you've recovered, keeps track of how many of each type of enemy you've killed. I don't know if we're going to try and complete that this game, but, you know, might be a fun challenge if you guys want to see that. If you do, be sure to comment below and let me know. Certainly something I can do. I haven't recorded far ahead on this one like I have the Pokemon series. But we can certainly try and fill out the bestiary and the treasure guide. I've never really done it before for this game, because there's a lot of stuff that's just useless inventory filling. But, you know, it could be fun. I don't know if I want to do too much of a challenge run for this one or not. Might work up some challenge runs for our next couple series. The FF1 challenge run was pretty simple for me, and, you know, I'm always up for making a game more difficult than it rightfully should be. As you can tell by trying to glitch in 151 Pokemon in our other series right now. But this cave is going to be pretty straightforward. I will say, in the older versions of the game, being the NES version and the Origins version, if you're doing the select cancel glitch to get your evasion super high, you're going to run into a problem in this cave and some caves later on, because the enemies like the soldier and some of the goblins can use a skill called Arrow, which bypasses your evasion and does straight damage to you. Now in those versions, if you've increased your evasion through select cancel at the beginning and gotten that all the way up, you're not going to have enough HP to really survive that. Which was the problem I ran into whenever I was trying to learn the speedrun for this game. Because I do like to learn the routes for speedruns for Final Fantasy games, but this one in particular, it can be a pain in the butt. Now, another thing you're going to notice about this cave is, like Dragon Quest, there's dead ends. And there are a lot of them in this game. The way they did the dead ends in this game, and we will run into one, if not in this episode, then in the next one, is they have just doors all over the place. Doors here, doors there. You get a door, you get a door. Everybody gets a door. See them over there. Now, generally, only one door is the correct door. If you go in the wrong door, you run into an empty room where every tile has a greatly increased encounter rate, to the point of almost being a guaranteed encounter on every tile. I've had a few where, you know, you get by without it, but pause that thought. These green slimes, immune to physical damage. Well, not immune, because you can still get a critical attack and deal damage to them, but you're going to have to use magic on them. And you'll notice Ash's MP is getting really low. So we're going to have to do something about that whenever we come to the boss, because we're not going to have the damage to be able to actually hurt him. And it's going to be a very, very hairy fight where not very many people are going to get out alive. Yeah, So, I'm decent at this game, nowhere near as good at this as I am FF1. But that'll be an interesting little segment for the next episode. For this episode, I think we're going to cut it off around whenever we save the people, because we're getting close to it. Now, for big encounters like this, two methods you can use to deal with them. You can cast fire on the whole group, or you can waste time picking them off one by one. I don't really feel like wasting a whole lot of time with these big encounters, but you can if you want. One of these doors is a bad door, but there's a chest over here, so we'll deal with that not right now. Come on, Breach, you really should be conserving your MP better than this. Even though you have an ace in the hole for refilling your black magic MP. We'll have a better option later, but right now, well, you'll see in the next episode. And I hate to do that to you repeatedly, the whole, you'll see in the next episode, keep watching. But, I mean, this one really does build up to the next one. And the encounters in here all tend to be, the deeper you go, the more hectic they tend to get. I don't know if that's by design, or if that's just, what happened here, but it certainly seems like it could be by design for this version of the game. If you're playing along, let me know if your experience differs, but it does seem like the deeper you go, the more it wants to push back. Now, we're winding up close to the end of the episode, so if you've watched this long, thank you for watching. If you enjoy my content, feel free to subscribe to the channel for more of this and other JRPG series. Follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/element_breach. Keep up to date, and thank you for watching. Have a good one.